Same time, President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua continue to criticize the opposition for allegedly erecting hurdles ahead of the bipartisan talks.
Quoting a verse from the Bible, the president urged leaders to put Kenyans first as they advance their agenda. Well, this as his deputy and other Kenya Kwanza leaders maintained the hardline stance, asking Azimio leader Raila Odinga to forget a handshake.
Ahead of Kenya Kwanza's parliamentary group meeting slated for this Tuesday, the talk over the parliamentary-led bipartisan process continued to dominate political circles. President William Ruto, accompanied by First Lady Rachel Ruto, joined congregants at the AIC Fellowship Church in Eldoret to mark the celebration, where, using the words of Apostle Paul in the book of Philippians, the president appeared to hit out at the opposition leaders, whom he accused of pursuing selfish interests at the expense of the people. Similar sentiments shared by his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, who was in his Nyeri backyard.
Let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem others better than himself. Let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others.
So let them go to parliament and engage our members of parliament. Waheshimiwa mtatuambia vile amesema. Nyinyi mumsikize, as we have no time. Hatuna nafasi. We are busy with the economy.
The deputy president and Kenya Kwanza allies on his entourage, sustaining their criticism of Odinga and his proposal to have the talks mimic the 2008 National Accord talks, presided over by the late Kofi Annan.
We had the best elections ever, acclaimed by all the people who participated in the elections, the observers who participated in the elections. These were the most credible elections ever held in Kenya.
Before we can even agree to even talk to him, he must first acknowledge in public that President William Ruto is the president of Kenya. So the issue of us having a discussion does not even arise because he says he doesn't recognize William Ruto as president. So how do you talk to somebody who doesn't recognize your legitimacy? So we say, tell your MPs because they are elected to talk to ours. Isn't it? But as we cannot talk to Raila on what ground? Who is he in Kenya? We talk to him as who?
While calling farmers to action to step in and aid the country address its food security issues, the president, who has opted to lead from the front, announced the highly anticipated imported food was set for distribution next week.
I know we have a big debate in the country about the cost of living and how we need to reduce the cost of food, but it boils down to what we do as farmers. So as a farmer also, I came down here to look at what I can do to make a contribution to food production in our country so that we can reduce the cost of living. And this year I have purposed that I want to do twice in terms of productivity in my farm.
Wakati tunaongea mambo ya makadamia, tunaongea mambo ya maziwa, tunaongea mambo ya majani chai. Nyinyi mko kwa barabara mkiandamana na mambo ya mawe. Halafu sisi tukisonga mbele mnasema ati nyinyi mmeachwa nyuma.
And with mounting concerns over the rising drugs and alcohol abuse in the country, Gachagua stated his intention from Friday to lead a national conference with elected leaders from 5 counties to find possible solutions in the fight against the vice.
We cannot, as the leadership of this region and as leaders in this country, sit back as an entire generation is being wiped out.
We're trying to do what we can do. I recently appointed a new board for NACADA. I'm working with all the other arms of government. But even as we do that at the government level, we must have a combined effort from the families so that we can meet somewhere halfway and make sure that we secure protect our children and protect our nation from the dangers and the real threat of drug abuse in our nation.
The substance abuse debate remains a hot potato, especially in central Kenya, whose counties top the list of the worst hit nationwide. Chemutai Goin, Citizen TV, Nairobi.